Multiple sclerosis is the most common disabling disease affecting young adults. 4 out of 5 of those diagnosed will be forced out of full-time work within a decade. There's still no cure, but a growing number of patients are experiencing dramatic results from a pioneering MS program in Melbourne. Tracy Bowden reports.
I try and exercise every day or at least every other day to the point where I'm sweating and my heart rate's up.
Sam Gartland is fanatical about exercise and starts most days here on the beach at Terrigal, north of Sydney.
So I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2008. My energy levels had been dipping and I'd noticed that I'd been starting to get some numbness in my legs. And I had a fair idea of what was going on, and I was terrified by it. I put off seeing my doctor until the point where I was working in intensive care and I couldn't actually walk from the car park to the intensive care unit.
Eventually, Sam had to give up his work as an intensive care doctor.
The head of anaesthetic training contacted me and said, look, we're aware of your situation and we think the best advice we can give you is that you seek retirement for ill health and we'll support you in that application.
As a doctor, Sam Gartland believed in conventional medicine, but when that didn't work, he tried an approach pioneered by another medico, George Jelinek, who appeared on 7:30 back in 2010.
Professor Jelinek advocates a holistic approach which combines mainstream drug treatments with a low saturated fat, vegetarian plus fish diet, essential fatty acid supplementation, meditation, exercise and doses of sunlight or vitamin D supplements.
If this was a drug, by now everyone would be on it.
Almost 20 years on, he's symptom-free. Professor Jelinek devised the Overcoming MS recovery program, which is followed by thousands of people around the world.
I flew out to one of the programs that George Jelinek was running in the Yarra Valley, which was a retreat which looked at many things, but one of the key things I think for me was looking at meditation and finding sort of clarity in my mind about what I needed to do to address this illness.
Sam Gartland's health continued to improve. New MRI scans in 2012 showed no clear evidence of multiple sclerosis, and his Australian residency was approved.
The neurologist had stayed late. He was due to go on holiday, and he said, well, it's not often I get to give good news, but your scan's clear and the lesions that were previously there have gone.
I was very, very cautious about it. I thought, oh no, this is another miracle cure, another snake oil seller wants to sell his book. So I was very, very dubious.
This curetting is from a 35-year-old lady who presented.
Another convert, obstetric pathologist and member of the Skeptic Society, Ginny Billson, was diagnosed with MS 20 years ago. Her form of the disease meant intermittent, debilitating attacks.
In some cases I had double vision, I had an inability to talk, couldn't walk for a while. So these episodes came every 2 or 3 months and they were really very scary. I could see myself not being at work, not doing anything, possibly confined to a wheelchair or worse.
How are you feeling today?
The attacks continued for 5 years and medication didn't help.
Great. Good.
With nothing to lose, Ginny Billson adopted the Overcoming MS recovery program, changing her diet and taking up regular exercise.
So 10 squats.
Gradually, the attacks became less frequent and less severe.
I haven't had an attack for about 15 years since that sort of fading off time over the first 2 years of being on the program, and I feel terrific.
So what would you call this? Is this a cure?
No, I don't think it is a cure. I don't think you're ever cured from it, but it's taking the control of the body's processes and modifying your lifestyle around it.
In the absence of evidence or definitive evidence, we have to be careful, basically. And that's why I am an advocate of actually more trials in this area to actually help people make informed decisions.
Neurologist Trevor Kilpatrick also cautions that while the program may help some patients, there is no guarantee it will help all of them.
Even if it was beneficial for the first person, a disease such as MS is so variable, and we need to understand if an intervention is potentially of benefit, who it might be beneficial for within the constellation of that disease.
What would you say to someone who thinks, I want to give this a go? How would you caution them?
As long as I believe it's not going to do them harm, that it's not going to cost them lots of money, and that they really believe that it might be of something of benefit for them, even if the evidence base is not there, but there is a smattering of case reports or whatever that it might be beneficial, I'm not going to stop that.
Does it frustrate you that some of the neurologists are saying, you know, do it if you like, but we don't really believe in it?
It does, actually. I think they should be promoting it because it's really beneficial for all parts of your life, not just for the MS, but particularly for the MS.
While not endorsing the lifestyle approach, MS Research Australia concedes that it may ultimately be shown to be an effective part of managing the disease.
It won't be just one intervention or one change or one treatment, one drug. I believe it'll be a combination of effects, you know, from prevention strategies to possibly genetic changes and manipulations, and all sort of a more of a holistic approach than just one intervention.
Sam Gartland's own experience has convinced him the program works, but he says scientific proof will clear the way to help many more patients.
The experience of being diagnosed with a major illness and having a deeper understanding of what that entails for someone's life, I think is essential, and also an understanding of what changes someone needs to make in order to manage a major illness. That's what I see every day in my work as a general practitioner, and I see it every day with how people manage that. People who are able to make significant lifestyle change do better.